Hey guys, today we're talking all about decluttering your kitchen drawers and your kitchen cabinets. I'm coming to you from my bedroom because I have a girl from our church who watches our 1-year-old while my daughter's in preschool and my son's in kindergarten. She comes and watches my 1-year-old on Monday mornings, and if I talk in my kitchen, they're right out there. She's just gonna want to be like hanging on my leg. So please ignore my voice. I'm sick. I was taking care of everyone else getting sick last week and just praying against getting sick, taking all the elderberry, drinking all the orange juice and eating all the oranges, and still happened. Just a bad cold, but anyway, excuse all of this. You can still simplify even when you look and feel gross. It actually probably make you feel better, and it'll make me feel better too. So we first started decluttering our kitchen really well when I read Emily Lay's book. I will link it down here. It is a very, very good read. It was really simple and really helped me realize the excess clutter that I had in my life. Then I ended up taking a course like a year later by Ali Kasaza. She's another great resource. She has like free resources and a podcast too that are great. So what I was trying to say was between Emily Lay first and then Ali Kasaza after that, those are two women that really helped me realize how much excess we have in our lives and how that excess isn't really serving us like we think it is, but it's adding more stress and mental overwhelm to our lives. If you're anything like me, you spend a lot of your day in the kitchen. This is another video for a whole other day, but we're on a whole plant-based diet right now from my doctor's orders, and it's working really well. Anyway, it just means I'm spending a lot of time in the kitchen. When I'm spending time in the kitchen and prepping food, the last thing that I want to do is like be digging through everything and trying to find things and being frustrated while I'm in the kitchen prepping food. Like, I don't need that in my life, and you don't need it in your life either. Let's say you have a few can openers in your drawer. There's a good chance you always reach for one can opener. That's like the best one, your favorite one. But for some reason, you still have a few other ones in your drawer. Do you really need those other can openers? Maybe you have multiple people opening up multiple cans at the same time, but the chances are you probably only need one. And if you only need one, then you just have the best one. Just keep the one that you always reach for anyway. Another simple example, when you're looking for a spatula, there's a good chance that you have a favorite one. And when you're like looking around for the favorite one and it might be dirty and you're looking through all the spatulas that really are fine, but they're not your favorite one, what if you cut out that time? What if you got rid of all the other spatulas besides your favorite one? Maybe two if you have your favorite two. So all these are really simple examples, but just imagine, what if you would look in your drawer and it's not cluttered with things that you don't need, and it's only filled with your favorites of every single kitchen instrument that you have. It may seem like a really simple thing, but that's something that will just simplify your whole kitchen experience, and probably need that. I need it. I don't like to complicate things in the kitchen. I like to keep things simple, and when my routines are like out of whack and I have too many things in my kitchen and things are cluttered and the drawers don't close, I know that it's time to simplify more. It just adds a whole other element of frustration that I don't need in my life, and I'm sure that you don't need in your life either. So your assignments for today are to go through, see what you actually need. Be honest with yourself. Do you really need multiple spatulas or can openers? Are all the knives that are in your kitchen your favorite ones? We only have like 3 really sharp knives in our kitchen. I'll show you. We've gone through a lot of rounds of decluttering, and I'm still gonna go through more today, but we've done a lot of this work already, and it's a continual process. And just be honest about it. Donate it. Give it to someone who just got married and needs stuff for their kitchen. If there's an appliance that you're not using and is taking up a lot of space in your kitchen, it's okay to get rid of it. Again, try to get past the whole it's a waste. It was a waste when you bought it, or it was a waste when someone else bought it for you. It's not a waste to get rid of it. It will serve you and your family better to get rid of it than it would to stay in your kitchen and make you feel guilty about not using it, or make you feel frustrated that you don't have enough space in your kitchen. Have you ever heard the saying, you don't need more space, you just need less stuff? Try it in your kitchen. You might go into this thinking, well, if I had more cabinet space or I had more drawer space, it would be so much easier. What if you simplified the stuff so the drawer space was enough and the cabinet space was enough? I'll show you a few examples in my kitchen, but the things that you keep in your kitchen are gonna look pretty different than what someone else keeps in their kitchen, because everyone uses things differently in their kitchen. So I'm gonna show you what I use in mine, but remember, it's just guidelines. This is what works for our family and maybe not what would work for you, and that's okay. Just showing you ideas to make your life a little bit simpler and hoping that you would have a better experience in your kitchen as you're making meals 3 times a day. That's a lot of time spent in the kitchen. So this is a good spot to simplify, organize, and streamline for your daily activities. Starting with the drawer right next to the cooktop first. This drawer is heavily accessed and can get cluttered pretty quickly. I'm taking out things that I no longer need and taking out things that are duplicates or things that are broken. I went through the space where my cutting boards and cookie sheets and muffin tins are and realized I'm actually using everything pretty regularly, so that's always a good surprise and just helps validate, letting you know that you're using everything in your kitchen. This little corner cabinet is a different story though. I put things in here when we moved that I wasn't sure if I was actually going to need, but I wasn't ready to part with yet. And when I opened it up, I realized I did not miss it, and it was okay if I got rid of it. So those things are getting donated. Once I was able to get stuff out of this drawer that I wasn't even using or touching, it started feeling a lot less like a dumping ground, and I could actually start using the space a lot better and organize the things that I was using regularly. The spices. Oh guys, you know that spices expire a lot quicker than you expect them to. Make sure you check your expiration dates. I did that before we moved, and I put all the ones that were okay in these little glass jars. I'll link all that down below. I also have this cool spice rack that comes down. It works really well if you're short. I'll link that all below as well. Organizing spices is important. I feel like I'm always reaching in there. If you don't have a tiered spice stand, you definitely should get one. Otherwise, you're adding to your frustration while you're trying to find spices. This should be a pretty simple exercise. Just find what's expired, find what's duplicate, bind them together if you can, and make sure that you're using something that is a tiered spice organizer so you can actually see what's in your spice cabinet. All right, lastly is all of the food storage containers. This is actually a struggle for us. It looks good right now, but it doesn't always stay this way. We're always thankful when it does look like this though. But the only thing that we've really found that works for us to stay long term is to work on putting the lids back on the containers before we put them in the drawer. It helps it stay together more. We don't have to search for lids. You just have to make sure that the containers are all the way dry before you do this. Thanks so much for coming and decluttering my kitchen with me today. Now I want to see you declutter yours. Make sure that you share your pictures with me on Instagram or Facebook. I'm so excited to see your simplified spaces so your life and your time in the kitchen is just a little bit simpler and easier.